My dear students, welcome to my class. In this class, we are going to continue the second part of haloalkanes and haloarenes. Let us begin. It is question number 46 from our material. The order of polarity of methyl iodide, methyl bromide and methyl chloride is here methyl bromide, methyl iodide and methyl chloride is given. What is the order of the polarity? Here CBr bond and here Ci bond and CCl bond. Which bond is more polar? So more the electronegativity of the halogen atom, more will be the polarity of CX bond. So here chlorine is more electronegative and iodine is the least electronegative among all the three here. So that the greater polarity exists for CH3Cl than CH3Br than CH3I. It's simply nothing but the electronegativity difference between carbon and halogen atom. Greater difference, greater will be the polarity. Here the right option is C. You can see that in C. Let us move to the next question. Question number 47. The order of reactivities of the following alkyl halides for SN2 reaction. Here alkyl halides are given. So what is their order of reactivity towards SN1? SN2, higher to lower reactivity. Here what is given here? Alkyl iodide, alkyl bromide, alkyl chloride and alkyl fluoride are given. So we can write. So which is more reactive? Alkyl iodides, then alkyl bromides, then the given options are alkyl chlorides, then alkyl fluoride. Why it is so? Because here this bond Ci bond can be broken very easily due to the greater bond length and lesser bond energy. And also here this is more polar due to the higher electronegativity. And so here it is easy to be broken here because of the least electronegativity and more bond length. Then comes CBr bond, then comes Cl. So nothing but increasing order of their electronegativity. Lesser electronegativity here, this is more reactive. So here the right option is D. D is the right option. Let us move to the next question. Which of the following on treatment with the sodamide and liquid ammonia gives meta-anisidine? So which of the following product gives meta-anisidine here? Meta-anisidine means, you know, anisidine means here OCH3, this is anisole. Anisidine means that should have NH2 at meta position, meta-anisidine. So which of the following will give the meta-anisidine in the given reactants? First one is orthobromoanisole, second one metabromoanisole, third one both A and B. Let us see here, let us check one by one first. So here we are preparing anisidine from anisole, bromoanisole. Anisole means methoxybenzene or methoxybenzene. Anisidine means that will have NH2 group, methoxybenzene. So first one is given orthobromoanisole. So first one, let us check the first one here. This is orthobromoanisole. What they are doing? They are doing treating with NaNH2 and liquid ammonia. Actually, NaNH2 consists of NH2 minus ion. Remember that? They are treating with NaNH2 in the liquid ammonia, next step. But in the presence of NaNH2, what will happen here? If you see this molecule here, we have alternate double bonds in the benzene ring. So it undergoes dehydrohalogenation here. So H and Br will be removed. As a result, what will happen here? We get a triple bond here. On elimination, we will get a triple bond. Double bond will be converted into triple bond on elimination, and it is OCH. It is nothing but here benzene ring. This is benzene, triple bonded ring. And again they are treating with ammonia. When you treat with ammonia, addition reaction takes place. So in this addition, hydrogen can be added here and NH2 can be added here. So that here NH3 means NH2 minus and H plus. NH3 means NH2 minus and H plus here. So in this addition, what we are getting here NH3 and here one hydrogen. No need to write that hydrogen here. Simply due to the addition at the triple bond, it will change into double bond, and here we are getting NH2 and hydrogen is added here. It is understood. So we are getting a meta-amino anisidine. But here in the second option, they have given meta-bromo anisole. This is ortho-bromo. Even the meta-bromo will give the same product. Meta-bromo means here, look here, this is meta-bromo product. So on removal of H and Br, what we are going to get, a triple bond is obtained. Now on addition of NH2, what will happen? Here also addition takes place here. So hydrogen will be added here, again NH2 will be added here. So the same reaction here also, and again we are getting the same product. So both will give the product here. So option C is correct here. Option C, both A and B is correct. That means meta-anisidine can be prepared from ortho-bromo anisole or even from meta-bromo anisole. Let us move to the next question, that is question number 49. Arrange the following. Here certain molecules are given. Arrange the following: decreasing reactivity towards decreasing tendency towards SN2 reaction. Here certain molecules are given. We have to arrange them in the decreasing order of SN2 reaction. Decreasing order means higher reactive molecule comes first and the least reactive is the last. But what is the basic thing we know? It is question number 49. What we know? Primary alkyl halides undergo preferably primary alkyl halides SN2 mechanism. Tertiary alkyl halides will undergo preferably SN1 mechanism. Both are different. Secondary alkyl halide can undergo either SN1 or SN2. Now let us see the given molecules here. The first molecule is N-butyl chloride, CH3, CH2, CH2, Cl. This is the first molecule given here. And what is the second one here? CH3, CHCl, CH3, CH2, CHCl, CH3. Here carbon is attached to the halogen is attached to secondary carbon. Here is primary carbon, so it is primary alkyl halide. The second molecule, and third one is CH3 taken twice. CH2Cl. Here also it is a primary alkyl halide. And the last one is CH3 taken thrice Cl. This is the fourth molecule. Please simply remember that we all know that in SN2 reaction a transition takes place. In SN2 reaction, on one hand the CX bond will be broken. The CX bond will be broken. On the other hand, the incoming nucleophile will be forming a bond with the carbon. So it's a transition state here. It's a transition state. So on one hand a nucleophile will be attacking the incoming nucleophile. On the other hand, the leaving group will be the bond between the carbon and leaving group will be broken. So that here steric factor measures. More the alkyl groups here, it is difficult for the incoming nucleophile to attack the carbon because that carbon is covered with the alkyl group. That is why primary alkyl halides will undergo through SN2 mechanism, because in primary alkyl halide there will not be any steric hindrance. So with the increase in branches or if it is a secondary or tertiary carbon, it becomes difficult to undergo through SN2 mechanism. So here according to this, which one can readily undergo? One, because there is no steric hindrance, N-butyl chloride, only a straight chain is existing. Next, if you take fourth one is the least, because this carbon to which halogen attached has more alkyl groups that will offer steric hindrance. That means arrangement of the alkyl group prevent the entry of the nucleophile. So that next comes here, this is secondary alkyl halides here, that is a second structure. Why I have taken the second structure here is here also there is no branching, any branching on it, and so that easy entry for it. Next comes third one, that is also secondary carbon here. It's a primary alkyl halide, it's a secondary, but here only one branching is existing, so that it is 3 here. And finally if you go for the last one, that is CH3 taken thrice CCl. So what we have to understand here is first one undergoes very easily SN2 mechanism, there is no branching. Then second one undergo, then the third one here. In fact, third one undergoes more easily than the second one. If you observe here, third one there that do not have any branching here on this carbon. So third one comes, then second one, because in the second one we have alkyl groups on this carbon to which halogen is attached. We have branching for the CH bond here. So then it comes to the fourth one, that is nothing but here fourth one is CH3 taken thrice Cl. So this is the right order, 1, 3, 2, 4. Let us check the options. So it is option number A. A itself is the correct option, 1, 3, 2, 4, and that is my explanation. Let us go for the next question. Question number 50. Tertiary alkyl halides are practically inert to substitution by SN2 mechanism. Tertiary alkyl halides are practically inert to the SN2 mechanism. The reason is instability. First one is insolubility, second one is instability, third one is inductive effect, fourth one is steric factor. Steric factor is the correct one. Just now I had told you, because here simultaneous attack by the nucleophile and the bond breaking between the existing nucleophile and carbon is taking place. So that if more alkyl groups are present, it is difficult for the nucleophile to attack. That is why tertiary alkyl halide undergo through SN1 mechanism, not SN2. So SN2 will not be preferred by tertiary alkyl halide. Why? Because of the steric factor. Let us move to the next question, that is question number 51. The reaction of 4-bromobenzyl chloride with sodium cyanide. The reaction of 4-bromobenzyl chloride here. Benzyl chloride, not benzoyl, ZYL, benzyl. With NaCN in ethanol leads to. So we have to find the product in that reaction. So let me write first whatever given here. 4-bromobenzyl chloride here. You know what is benzyl chloride? CH2Cl and double bond here, double bond here. 4-bromo, this is 4-bromobenzyl chloride. So we are treating with NaCN in ethyl alcohol here. So here it is NaCN and we are taking the medium ethyl alcohol. What will be taking place here? So here substitution will take place. The substitution will take place here. So we get CH3, CN, double bond, Br. That means 4-bromobenzyl cyanide will be the product. So the right option is A, 4-bromobenzyl cyanide. Actually here the CBr bond is difficult to broken. Comparatively the CBr bond easy to break, CCl bond here. Why it is because here Cl is bonded to sp3 hybridized carbon. So CCl bond is here. But here the CBr bond due to the resonance, the CBr bond in alkyl halides we all know that has double bond character. So if you forget this, ignore this CH2Cl, it is an alkyl halide up to this part. We all know that CBr bond is inert in alkyl halides. So that here comparatively the Cl minus will be replaced with the cyanide to get 4-bromobenzyl cyanide. Let us move to the next one now. It is 52 actually. 51 is completed, it is 52 now. The reaction described is, here certain reaction is given. The reaction described is here CH25 and CH3. CH3, CH2, 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 CH2 5 times and CBr. And here one hydrogen is represented by using wedge dash method. CH3 is given and OH minus here nucleophile, and the product is OH, C, CH2 taken 5 times, CH3, H and CH3 we have. Described is options we have SN2, this one. Why it is SN2? If you see in this structure, here inversion is taking place here. If you see bromine, Walden inversion is taking place. In SN1 we know that racemization takes place. In SN1 we get a carbonium ion. That carbonium ion can be attacked by the incoming nucleophile either from the front side or from the back side. So two products, racemic mixture D and L forms will get there. And here in the SN2 mechanism, the incoming nucleophile will attack from the opposite side, so that the product will have a inversion in the configuration. That is nothing but Walden inversion or umbrella inversion. So that it is nothing but a SN2 mechanism. So the option is C. Please all of you go through the concepts related to SN1 and SN2 mechanism. Regarding the solvents, regarding the stereochemical factors and optical isomerism. Those are very important. With that conceptual knowledge only we can answer them very easy. Now let us move to the next question, that is question number 53. An unknown alkyl halide A reacts with alcoholic KOH to produce a hydrocarbon C4H8 as a major product. Ozonolysis of this hydrocarbon affords 1 mole of propanaldehyde and 1 mole of formaldehyde. Then what is that alkyl halide? We need to find that alkyl halide. First try to understand the question. So what is given here? Some unknown alkyl halide is there that is treated with the alcoholic KOH to give rise to the product C4H8. C4H8 may be an alkene because here CnH2n is the formula. C4H8 may be an alkene. That alkene again it is the major product here. And on ozonolysis, that is treating with ozone, it is giving a propanaldehyde, that is CH3, CH2, CHO, propanaldehyde, and 1 mole of formaldehyde. Now what we have to find is what is A. Actually this is an alkene, as I said, with based on the formula. So here the alkene maybe it is a butene here, but it can be 2 butene or 1 butene. For example, here CH3, CH2, CH double bond, CH2. This is 1 butene, or it can be 2 butene even. There is a possibility. But here probably this will be 1 butene. Why is ozonolysis helps us in finding the position or locating the position of the double bond. We can find the position of the double bond by using ozonolysis. For example, if you take this molecule on ozonolysis, look here, we'll get a ozonide. Addition will take place at the double bond. There is nothing but a CH3, C, H here, and here C, H here, CH3, and due to addition of ozone, we get ozonolysis product. This is called as a ozonoid, butene ozonoid. But on hydrolysis, what we are going to get is this is CH3CHO acetaldehyde, and this is also CH3CHO. That means we are getting 2 moles of acetaldehyde. If it is 2 butene, if the second one is 2 butene, why I am discussing about the second one? If you know the second product here, we can find what is A. So that it is not definitely 2 butene, because if it is 2 butene, it will give us 2 CH3CHO, that is 2 moles of acetaldehyde. But we are getting a propanaldehyde. Why is, if you see this molecule here, on ozonolysis, what we are going to get? CH3, CH2, CH, and here CH2, and this is ozonide in case of 1-butene. On hydrolysis, what we are going to get? CH3, CH2, CHO. That is nothing but propanaldehyde. CH3, CH2, CHO, propanaldehyde and formaldehyde. So clearly based on the products, it is 2-butene only. So clearly we have concluded that the double bond is between the second and third carbon. So the double bond is between first carbon and second carbon. It is 1-butene, not 2-butene. If it is 2-butene, it could have given CH3CHO. So it is a 1-butene here. So here from A, 1-butene is obtained here. Actually alcoholic KOH is given. Actually here alcoholic KOH is a dehydrohalogenizing agent. So that here hydrogen halide is removed here. Maybe hydrogen halide is removed. So that before removing, it will be an alkyl halide. So which alkyl halide here? It is here in the options they had given CH3, CHBr, CH2, CH3. That is the 2-bromobutane. Next one is 2,3-dibromobutane. Third one is 1-bromobutane. Yes, 1-bromobutane is the correct one. Why? Look here, CH3, CH2, CH2Br. This is 1-bromobutane. So on treating with alcoholic KOH, we know that alcoholic KOH is dehydrohalogenizing agent. Hydrogen will be removed and Br will be removed from here. What we will get? CH3, CH2, CH, double bond, CH2. That is the 2-butene, 1-butene. Already I told you that the second product is 1-butene. So 1-butene will be obtained from 1-bromobutane only, according to elimination rules. So option C is the right option here. Now let us move to the next question. We'll move to question number 54. What I had discussed is 53 now. Now we are moving to the question number 54. Just we are applying the knowledge of different chemical reactions here. The next one is, there is a certain reaction is given. We have to find the products there. So that is it is benzene ring given here. CH and bromine is attached here. And CH2 Br, a dibromo product. So what they are doing is they are treating with alcoholic KOH, and again what they are doing A, and again here sodamide NaNH2, and again here NaNH2, and it is treated with CH2 CH3 CH2 Cl ethyl chloride. We are getting B. Now what we have to find is what is B here. What we require to find is what is the B here. Look here. First of all, if you see this reaction here, it is a dehydrohalogenation because we are using alcoholic KOH. So that first hydrogen halide will be removed, H and Br. Again one H and Br will be removed. That means here successively 2 moles of HBr will be removed. So what will happen here? When we remove one HBr, a double bond will be formed. Again I am removing with one HBr, we get a triple bond here. So that means here carbon, triple bond, carbon along with the hydrogen here. But it is treated with the sodamide. On treating with the sodamide, what will happen here? H will be replaced with the Na to give acetylide. Na. You all know that alkynes react with sodium metal even, it can liberate hydrogen. So here the sodium is replacing hydrogen. And again they are treating with CH3CH2 Cl. What will happen here? CH3CH2 Cl. So Na and Cl will be removed and CH2CH3 will be substituted here. So what we get is triple bond C, C2H5 or CH2 CH3. So what is the right product here? If you see A and B molecules. The right option is B here. So B is the right option. This is product A and this is product B. We need to find B here. This is the option. This is the mechanism. Let us move to the next question. That is question number 55. Identify the set of reagents bar reactions conditions. So set of reagents and reaction conditions X and Y in the following set of transformations. So here some chemical reactions are given, some reagents X and Y reaction conditions are given. We have to identify here. So what is given here in CH3 CH2 Br is given, CH3 CH2 Br is given, that is treated the X, a product is obtained and that is treated with the conditions Y, maybe reactant or condition CH3 CH Br and CH3. So it is easy to identify here. Actually here we are getting alkyl halide. So alkyl halide undergoes dehydrohalogenation to give an alkene, that means CH3. So for example here dehydrohalogenation takes place, CH3 CH2 dehydrohalogenation. So CH double bond CH2. Propane will be, so again if we add HBr here, according to Markovnikov rule, hydrogen will be added here. So halogen will be added, so that what we get CBr, and hydrogen will be added here according to Markovnikov rule. So definitely here it is a dehydrohalogenation agent and here hydrogen halide will be there. Let us see which option is correct here. So here the right option is X is equals to concentric alcoholic NaOH. Alcoholic NaOH also dehydrogenation agent. I told you that HBr must be removed here. So that here alcoholic NaOH must be taken at 80 degrees and HBr in acetic acid. Y is equals to HBr in acetic acid. Why? Because here HBr is added. So that here HBr in acetic acid is the right condition. So here X is nothing but concentric alcoholic NaOH at 80 degrees centigrade and Y is HBr in acetic acid at 20. This is the right option. So these are some model questions based on the preparations as well as some properties. Majorly these are some of the interconversions. Now I will move to the next model questions. That is question number 70. The CMG bond in CH3Br is CMG bond in CH3MgBr, methyl magnesium bromide, nothing but Grignard reagent. First one is non-polar. So it is first one. If you see covalent, polar covalent, so C is the right option, polar covalent. It is not ionic bond, CMG. CMG is polar here. We all know that Mg is a metal and carbon is a non-metal. So Mg gets a polarity. So that is a covalent bond. So it is a polar covalent bond. So the right option is here C. It's a polar covalent bond. It is not non-polar covalent bond or ionic bond. Next it is question number 71. SN1 reaction is favored by non-polar solvents, more number of alkyl groups. Yes, second option itself is the correct one. So SN1 is preferred by more number of alkyl groups. Why? In SN1 mechanism a carbonyl ion is formed. This is the carbonyl ion. So if we have more alkyl groups, more will be the stability of the carbonamine formed. So that the increase in the alkyl groups favors SN1 reaction. That is why tertiary alkyl halides will undergo or prefer SN1 mechanism, because when the alkyl groups are more, the stability of the intermediate carbonamine will be increased, and so it is favored by SN1 mechanism. Let us go to the next objective question. Here, an alkyl iodide on standing darkens due to an alkyl iodide here. Question number, an alkyl iodide on standing, if you leave it for long time, it gets darkened due to number 1 hydrolysis, number 2 conversion into ethers, next one liberation of iodine and formation of alkanes. So here the right option is on long standing it will liberate these alkyl halides will liberate iodine. So as a result, what it will become, it gets darkened due to the liberation of iodine. So here R and R will be the product formed here. So the right option is liberation of iodine. Let us move to the next question. That is question number 73. In the following sequence of reactions, some sequence of reaction is given here. We have to find C, final product on that reaction. What is that sequence of reaction? Let us see. First one is butyl bromide. It is not butyl bromide, it is propyl bromide, N-propyl bromide. It is alcoholic KOH, alcoholic KOH, A, and it is with HBr, and it is giving B, and next it is aqueous KOH to give rise to C. Here we need to identify C. What is C here? Look here, if you treat alkyl halide with alcoholic KOH, dehydrohalogenation takes place. So that what is the product A here? H and Br will be H from this carbon and Br from this. We get propene here. H and Br will be removed. So propene, so alcoholic, so that it is propene here. But again, if you treat with alcoholic, excess of alcohol, again we treat with HBr, addition reaction take place here. So addition means here in the second step it is treated with HBr. So HBr means addition takes place. Again same product will be obtained, that is CH3, CH2, CH2, Br, because here H will be, Br will be added here. Br will be added and here CH3. Now again in aqueous KOH, alcoholic KOH, it is treated with aqueous KOH here. This is a 2-bromopropane here. Why here bromine is added here and H is added here? If you take the nucleophile OH minus will be substituted here. That is nucleophilic substitution. We get CH2, it is CH only, CHOH. So what's the product here? 2-propanol or propan 2-ol. So if you see, D is the right option. 2-propan 2-ol will be the major product. So this is the reaction. So look here, dehydrohalogenation will give an alkene. Again we are adding HBr, electrophilic addition reaction. So we get 2-bromopropane. Due to nucleophilic substitution we get 2-butanol as the product here. So let us move to the next question, that is question number 74. Methyl chloride, 74, methyl chloride is treated with silver acetate, you know that CH3COOAg, silver acetate treated with. So what is the product we have to find here? So what will happen here? Ag and Cl will be removed. So we get CH3COO CH3 here. AgCl will be removed here. Nothing but methyl acetate will be formed. So here the option is B. That is B here. Methyl acetate will be formed. Let us move to the next objective question. In the following sequence reactions, here some sequence reaction is given. CH3, CH2, CH2I and alcoholic KOH here. Again alcoholic KOH is taken and it is treated, some product A is obtained and it is treated with bromine, and again it is treated with NaNH2 and ammonia. NaNH2 and ammonia. So we need to find the products here. Look here, it is N-propyl iodide. So due to dehydrohalogenation, what will get? Propene, CH double bond. But here we are brominating it. So due to bromination, what will happen here? CH3, CHBr and CH2Br. But again here we are treating with NaNH2 followed by NH3. So as a result, what will be happening here? Hydrogen halide will be removed. So when 2 moles of hydrogen halide is removed, what we are going to get here? We are going to get propane. So let us see which is the correct option here. So here option CH3CCl. Yes, it is propane here. This is the right option, propane. Let us discuss some more objective questions in the next class. Thank you.